All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for coming over. Uh, this is one of the guys I was hoping and waiting to see his reaction to the Diddy charges. Gene Deal back on the Art of Dialogue channel. This video is like 40 minutes long. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm not gonna react to the whole video. I just trying to get his instant reaction. Like I said, he's been speaking out for a very, very, very long time. I'm just wanting to know is he upset or any other insight he may have. So again, I'll leave the link to the original video in the description so you guys can check out more and even subscribe. All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
My guy, Gene Deal, man. You already know why we here. The verdict, it came in. How you feeling about it, man?
Yo, my man, listen here. I really don't have no feelings behind it, but this shit is mad funny to me, bro, because we've been talking about this shit for so long. And like today, I was getting all kind of prank calls. People was calling my phone talking about, Diddy didn't do it, Diddy didn't do it, Diddy didn't do it, and hang up. I was like, yeah. Then I had Unique.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Even in the comment section, man, you know, so that's why I be trying to stay out a lot of times because it be so many trolls, and you can find yourself starting to get a little upset, but you got to remember, like, a lot of people just be trying to get to you. And this, man, think about that. You getting prank calls and stuff like that. Uh, that's crazy, but expected at the same time.
Mecca Audio called me talking about, no RICO, RICO must go, RICO gotta go, RICO. I was like, man, these motherfuckers crazy. And you got people out of here celebrating, man.
Yeah.
Yo, check it out. They are celebrating, but he's still going to jail.
Facts.
You understand? They celebrate, I was thinking about some stuff. I said, yo, they celebrating for a psychotic narcissist, a sociopath. Is this what's happening in the fucking hood now? Is that's what's...
Okay. He said a lot right there. He basically was calling out Diddy and calling out people who are celebrating him beating those RICO charges, even though he's still going to jail. He's in jail right now, gonna be there till October. They ain't got to see what happens with the sentencing, but he said a lot right there. I'm gonna have to trim all that out, but he was basically, he brought up, like, he's saying, is this what we're doing in the hood now? Y'all celebrating dudes who are getting other male juices put on them and licking it off, and yeah.
good in the hood? Tell me, is that what's happening in the streets, brother? Is that what the industry that came down to now?
It seems like it.
They celebrating him. This is what this man is. I talked about his character, bruh. In court, we heard stuff that came up that none of us know. They out here celebrating. Yo, and talk about, yo, what Gene gonna do now? How Gene feel now? Gene good in the hood. I can go open up my refrigerator anytime I want to. Gene good in the hood. Yo, these people, like, they don't understand. You ain't lived my life, bruh. You ain't been through the stuff I've been through, seen the things I saw. What you eat don't make me shit. And they wonder about how Gene gonna feel. I'm good. Yo, bro, let me just say something to you, man. Nah, I don't like this. I don't f with this. I said this 1,000 times. In the infamous words of Brutus, for all you smart motherfuckers, when he went to the Senate and said what he said about Caesar. I'm going to say the same shit about Diddy, but in my way. I'm not here to praise this nigga.
Mm.
I'd rather see him buried.
Oof.
And y'all can say and feel however you want to. Because that's the way he felt about people we all used to be around and love. Y'all can't feel what I feel. Y'all don't.
See, that is key right there. I said, that's why I was like wanting to know about the people who have like a deep connection to this. Again, think about the video I did the other day with Kim Porter's friend, like being seeming to be happy that Diddy got out, um, or beat those charges, I should say. Sorry, that's not going to give him life in prison. And I had said, I wonder how Kim Porter would feel about that. But you know, you can hear this in his voice, even though he's saying he's good. I know what he means. He's going to be able to continue to move forward. But at the same time, he's just thinking about all the people, especially the women that were affected by Diddy, you know. And I know it's hitting him. It's hitting him. Because when you're around certain people and you perform, I mean, you end up getting this bond, this strong bond with them, and then to see them gone and knowing we don't know what he know, only he owes it. So very, 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 you can tell he has a very deep connection to these people who have been affected at the hands of Diddy, allegedly.
See what I see. But it's good. The judge showed us today. They talking about some bail hearing. They talk about, yo, we gonna, because he had 2 charges. I don't understand that people sitting there talking about he gonna get probation. No, dummy.
See,
There's a mandatory federal guidelines that the judge has to go by. If he don't go by those federal guidelines and the prosecution don't agree with it, they can appeal what the judge ruling is. So what they're gonna have to do, he's gonna have to sit there for at least 6 weeks. And they're gonna do what they call a pre-sentence report. In that pre-sentence report, it's gonna have certain guidelines that the judge gonna look at. The judge know the case. The judge know all what was thrown out. Judge know all what was contested and everything like that. The judge know the case better than anybody. Do you understand me, Mighty? So the judge is the one who's gonna decide. Just like today, can we get a bail? His mama going in there and she signed for $1 million bail and all that. He think he getting bail. And then the judge read some papers. This is how dumb people is. Why you think Cassie lawyer was there the last couple of days? They already knew this was going to happen.
mm,
What did I say, Mighty? I said that if it goes before January the 4th, it ain't going to look good for the prosecutor. Didn't I say that?
he did.
I said that means that they probably just get him on sexual charges. But if it goes past the 4th, that means they really want to do their job and see and get this nigga a lot of time. But we found out a lot of things about this dude in this trial, bruh. A lot of none of us even knew. But they celebrating this.
Yeah.
This dude is psychotic. I don't care what you say, bruh. You look at some of the stuff that he did, and like I say, that's what's good in the hood now. That's how y'all.
It's been said, there's a lot of, in the industry, they do a lot of strange things for some change. And I think they're trying to normalize because, in this whole case, we were talking about what's consensual and what's non-consensual, right? And then with Diddy, it's like what's freaky and then what's overboard. You know what I mean? Because I said a lot of the comments where people were talking about, man, they trying to throw him in jail for being freaky. It's like, nah, It's a lot. It's a little deeper than that. A little deeper than that. Uh, it's about, you know, again, a lot of people didn't testify, so I guess it don't even matter. But yeah, I feel exactly what Gene is saying, man.
Getting down now. Licking another man's off his girl. And this was crazy, bruh. So now, when they figure out it's gonna be up to the judge, the defense and the prosecution gonna get together with the judge, and they're gonna try to agree on some numbers. The defense gonna get them some numbers. The prosecution gonna give up some numbers and stuff like that, and they're gonna agree to them. But the final decision is gonna be the judge. And after the judge read those letters from Cassie, lawyer, and her friend Nash, shout out to Miss Pleasant for being in the courtroom today. Cassie friend wrote a letter, a 3-page letter to the judge, 3 or 4-page letter to the judge. And the judge made a statement that he had completely changed his mind about some bail based on some third-party letters that he had received.
Wait, what?
Third-party letters he received.
So was he gonna let him out?
The judge know Puff is dangerous in so many ways. The jurors know that he's dangerous in so many ways. The only reason that the prosecution went for the RICO and the racketeering because they wanted to take all his money. They wanted to leave him broke. But it's some guidelines that saying that they can still probably do that, but they can't. And this is my own assumption. Why they can't is because they can't prove that he made any money.
I'm going to stop the video right there. Um, when you think about all the people that are out there celebrating because he's not getting life in prison, and to what Gene was saying, and I've said it too, like you're celebrating a man who, you know, openly put his hands, trying to be careful with the words I use, but we all saw the Cassie video. And I always talk about how I feel like either people agree with it because they do it, or um, you have the trolls out there. But for you to be celebrating a man who did that, there's something got to be wrong with you. I can get you saying like, oh, like that's right, he wasn't trying to lead no criminal enterprise. I can get you saying that. But like, you're celebrating this man as if he didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? That is just wild to me. I would advise you guys to watch this interview. Um, I'm going to continue to watch it, but so far I've had to edit out. I already see I have to edit out a lot of stuff, just because of the language that he and some of the words he was using. But I wanted to see what he had to say right out the gate. He felt like I feel. He does. But hey, appreciate y'all coming over and watching, man. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.